On today's episode of the Bolt Crew podcast, the Denver Broncos pull off a major trade. What does it mean for the Los Angeles Chargers? We'll break it down. Also, the Chargers lose another offensive lineman. What does this mean, and where did he land? We have all the details. And what's the latest on the Chargers draft? What are they going to do at pick 22? We'll get you up to speed on what all the experts say is going to happen. It all starts right now on the Bolt Crew podcast.
Hey, yeah. Hey, it's the Bolt Crew, and we always win it. Ay, go against us, I don't recommend it. Ay, it's the Bolt Crew, best up in the business. It's the Bolt Crew, repping for the city. Macking on and off the field like Khalil. They hate on us cause we keep it too real. I'm talking smack like Phil Rivers in the field. Oh, you mad again cause we kept it real? Why you mad? Ay, I'm talking smack, I feel like Uncle Dave. Ay, I bring the pain, I feel like Derwin James. I could run and gun, I feel like Herbo down the lane. I feel like LT the way I'm stiff arming these lanes. We just wanna win, we just wanna win, yeah. Ay, we just wanna win, we just wanna win, ay. Putting on for the city, putting on for the city. We just wanna win, we just wanna win, yeah.
All right, welcome to another edition of the Bolt Crew podcast. Dave Palais, Josh Palais, and Mario Herron. I know those guys are here because I've seen them. They will join me in just a second. But right now, when you look at what's going on with Charger football, there's Josh back from Ireland and back from a crazy day of travel, waiting for Mario to jump into his square. I feel like the old Hollywood squares here. And Josh, you don't even know what I'm talking about. It's a game show.
I know what you're talking about.
Okay. And this is a really bad episode of the Hollywood Squares because we were all here a second ago and now Mario's missing.
Mario's computer needs to be restarted. He will be here shortly. So you kick us off. What do you think about the Chargers? Are you happy? You mad? I missed a few shows. You catch me up.
You missed a few shows. You missed a little bit of anger and frustration. People ask me about this team all the time. The number one, they know we do the show. Two is they know that we care about this team. And then the other thing is they always know that we have a little bit of inside information. So they go, what do you think? And I'll be honest, man, what to get you people up to date, if you haven't been with us in a while, free agency started, and this went exactly the way I thought it was going to go because I thought Joe Ortiz is bad at this. I think Joe Ortiz is a guy that pinches pennies. I think Joe Ortiz dropped the ball during this offseason. He did it last year. It's embarrassing. And people got to calm down a little bit. You know, Joe knows what he's doing. Really, because we haven't won a playoff game since Joe's been here, and also our quarterback is getting the hell beaten out of him. So those are two things that are happening that show me that Joe Ortiz doesn't understand what priorities are. And when you look at where this Charger team is right now, Josh, I'm extremely frustrated because they're ready to take the next step. The fan base is ready for them to take the next step. You have a position on offense where you have one A+ grade, and that is your quarterback and Justin Herbert. Yet you don't do the things you need to do to make him play at his best. On defense, you have Derwin James. He's getting older. But you know what? I hate to say it, there are other guys out there that can do what Derwin does that you can go out and say, we can find the next Derwin James. It's a lot easier to find that safety or make a trade for that safety than it is to find a franchise quarterback. You're wasting year after year of Justin Herbert's career. I'm frustrated by it. Charger fans are frustrated by it. And the thing I think Charger fans hate the most, guys, is that when they're lied to. And when you're going to sit there and lie to us last year and tell us that our offensive line is great. It wasn't great. We all knew it wasn't great, and it proved out to be the worst than you can possibly imagine is what actually happened because injuries happen on top of the bad players. And so what are we going to do? And we go out and we get a center, but we don't go out and even get the best one, but we get one that go, oh, that's good. That guy's a B center, so that's fine. And I'm fine with that too. And the fact that you at least address the fact that you don't have a center, but then to sit there and go, man, we have so much money and they got a ton of money and then they aren't spending it. The Chargers are still number 2 in money left over. Right now, the Commanders have $65 million, and the Chargers are right behind them at almost $62 million to spend, yet they aren't spending it. They aren't going to spend it. They aren't going to make trades. They have 5 draft picks. I'm extremely frustrated at the direction it's going, and today even set me off even worse with what happened with Denver, and we'll get into that too. So you tell me, am I wrong for what I just said?
No, you're not wrong. I think the frustration is felt by all the fans, right? The best move, I think, out of all the moves was Tyler Biadasz. I would take a B center. I think he was the 3rd best center of all the centers available. So I think that was a great move. I think everything from there has gone south. The Chargers have not made the moves that a lot of us have expected. And a lot of people on Twitter are saying, you just need to relax. Okay, I've relaxed. Okay, time has gone by. I've relaxed, and I don't feel good. I don't think Joe Ortiz has a plan when it comes to the interior offensive line. I think he's a little bit lost. I think he's banking on Vega from Penn State to be there at pick number 2020. Jesus, at pick number 22. Cannot speak. Also have 0 hours of sleep. But anyways, you cannot bank on somebody to be available at number 22 when they're the best player at their position. There's no guarantee he's going to be there. And if he is not there, Mario, and the Chargers do not get him, they're absolutely effed for this upcoming season. I don't know how they're going to protect Justin Herbert. And AK DM me and said this is going to be an Andrew Luck situation. Guess what? I agree with AK. If Justin Herbert continues to get his ass kicked this next season, he should look at requesting a trade or possibly early retirement if he can't continue to play because his health is going to deteriorate.
Yeah, if I'm Herbert too, I'm coming in pretty hot on the front office, coming in pretty hot at Harbaugh going, hey, how many more years am I going to get my ass kicked? How many more years am I going to drop back to pass? I can't survey the field because someone's sprinting right at me trying to take my head off. How many more years do I have to endure this before you take this seriously? And we can kind of take this next step and be a good football team and maybe win a Super Bowl or, I don't know, win just one playoff game. You mentioned it, Dave, and Josh, to your point as well. Yes, you are a good drafting GM. Yes, you've killed in the past couple of drafts, and it's a topic that doesn't get talked about enough with how good you are. You can't fix everything in the draft. You just can't. And the fact that we sit now with all this cap room and all this cap space, and we'll talk about it in our grades, but you really hit it out of the park with maybe one position. And the rest, I'm still thinking there's question marks, and I'm still thinking there's more to be desired here. I don't know how much improved they are than they were the day the season ended, Dave. Like, I don't know if they made this big jump that I was hoping for them to make.
Well, look at all the teams around them, right? You don't win a playoff game, so you're chasing a lot. I mean, you're chasing a lot. You always say pay attention to what Vegas says because Vegas isn't in the business of losing money. A couple weeks ago, the Chargers are right up there with the Bills. And I'd be honest, I didn't understand a lot of the stuff with the Bills. The draft hasn't happened yet. So that's a big part of the season that hasn't happened. The deal is with the Chargers, they only have 5 picks. You guys have said it. What can you do? Hoping that 4 of those 5s hit, and they could, because really Joe Ortiz is a really good talent evaluator at the college level. That's where his job should stop, by the way. That's it. That's what he's good at. Let's go get someone else to spend the money. He doesn't know how to spend the money. Joe Ortiz is the dad that says everybody gets one gift this year for Christmas. He's a one gift guy. That's it. That's all you're going to get. If you guys plan on getting more, you're on getting more. And right now I'm frustrated with him. What you just said about AK, and I know people want to sit there and you make your jokes and you go after different people that are in the group chat. AK has hit a lot of things right. I mean, a lot. And when he just said that, Mario's, grew up in Indianapolis, that Andrew Luck thing had to surprise everybody. What Justin Herbert has right now, okay? Number 1, he is a smoking hot girl. Great. He wins there. 2 is, notice I bring that up any chance I can. 2,
any chance you get, and you're the married one.
I know. I lived through a lot of people's lives, okay? I'm a very happy guy, but I always wonder, okay, if I lived a different life, which direction would I have gone? Right now, I'd like to live Justin Herbert through Justin Herbert. All right. I used to live through Josh. I used to have great stories, but I don't live through Josh anymore. I live through Justin Herbert. That's the direction I'm at this stage of my life. So here's the deal. The Andrew Luck story had to be devastating for Indianapolis because Indianapolis was like, dude, we won this thing. We got Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning had a bad neck for 1 year. All of a sudden, we're getting another franchise quarterback. How did this just happen? We just went back-to-back franchise quarterbacks. But Andrew Luck's like, no, I'm not. I'm not doing this. I had a dad that played in this league. Oliver Luck, yeah, he was a backup and he sucked and he wasn't as good as Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck has an ability to do a lot of things, and he decided the NFL's not for me anymore. And it wasn't a bluff to get to another team. You've seen other guys do it. You've seen Calvin Johnson walk away. You saw Barry Sanders walk away. You saw, as I said, Luck, who walks away, and it wasn't to move to a different situation. He's like, I'm done. Justin Herbert has one major thing in his pocket, and that's generational wealth. He is making $50 million a year more than multiple years. That is money to take care of your kids, your grandkids, your great-grandkids, and it's a matter of, do I want to do this? Because I look over there across the room at my beautiful girl, and she wants to go on vacation and travel, and I can sit there and have a great time and live a great life without getting the crap beaten out of me. Because guess who's lied to me? You know who's lied to me? Jim Harbaugh with his stupid dreams, telling everyone he dreamt about getting me in the Hall of Fame. Don't take any of that. Mario, I'm with you. I wish you'd come in there and kick the door in and go, what the F is going on? Like the guy did in Mr. Deeds. Lose his mind. But that's not Justin Herbert. He's just going to one day go, it's over, guys. It's over because guess what? I don't enjoy football anymore. And it's hard to show up every Sunday and get the crap beaten out of me. Did you guys see my left hand last year, by the way? You see it? You know how much tape we use on my ankle every week just so I can get on the field? It's not worth it. You guys aren't doing the things I need to do to go down as a legendary quarterback.
Yeah, so when Justin Herbert does get his ass kicked next year because we have nobody in the interior offensive line, and Jamari Sawyer is a Miami Dolphin, by the way. That's who Dave was talking about at the beginning of the show. He's going to be at the Dolphins. That's another offensive lineman that we lose. And when Justin Herbert gets his ass kicked, Mario, what are we going to do? You know, we said this was an issue for 3 seasons now going into next year when it will happen, by the way. I'm happy we have offensive tackles that are great. Okay, it does not mean a thing when you have guards that cannot block anyone. So when you have pressure coming up the A gap, Justin Herbert doesn't have the ability to throw the ball. Omarion Hampton doesn't have the ability to run in between the tackles. What's going to happen? Is Joe Ortiz going to be fired? Like, what's the measuring stick for Joe Ortiz to lose his job? The Chargers did not improve from last season. They had 11 wins, did not win the playoffs, exactly the same as the year before. If the Chargers do not win 2 playoff games, I believe Joe Ortiz needs to go. There is an issue here. Joe Ortiz's background is scouting. He does great in the draft, or he does very well in the draft. I'm not going to say he does great. He does very well in the draft. I say he's a B+ drafter. He's an F when it comes to free agency. Free agents start with Fs. His grade in free agency is an F. Terrible. I hate everything about the Chargers' moves. It was Tyler Biotish and a bunch of trash. Don't tell me Charlie Kohler is going to be the difference maker. He is another blocking tight end. This is Will Disley 2.0. If you think Will Disley 2.0 is something we need to be excited about as fans, you are out of your freaking mind. And for anybody on Twitter, again, that tells you to be patient, you can tell them to F off and tell them I told you to say that. Okay, I'm tired of watching all these teams around the league get better, including the Raiders, who we laugh about on the show. We can laugh at the Raiders all we want. Nobody has been better in free agency of making their team significantly better than the Raiders have.
So here's my thing with Joe. I don't think he'll ever get fired. I think it's going to take, I should say that, it's going to take a lot for him to go because, like you said, he is a B+ drafter. At the end of the day, that's what you are judged on as a GM. How good are you at identifying talent? How good are you in finding those 3rd, 4th round, late round guys? Are you hitting constantly in the 1st round? That's how they will judge you. And the fact that he's kind of consistently done good enough in that area, that will keep him around, Dave. Unless he starts just swinging like there's no tomorrow and he's just missing left and right, I think he's going to be a GM for quite some time. Plus, you gotta remember, he's with Harbaugh. Harbaugh pretty much hired this guy. So they're on the same page. The frustration I share with you guys is I was told trenches matter when we got Harbaugh. That's what I was told. I was told the soft-ass West Coast offense was gone. That, you know, when you go to LA, it's just cherry pops and rainbows. We'll be able to run right down the throat. I was being told that's out the window, and yet I'm not really seeing that. Has our defense taken a massive step? Yes. Minter's also gone now. Our O-line hasn't been able to take this massive leap. So what is it? You know, what do we really care about? What are we really trying to build here?
Okay, look, Ortiz, as you said, he's good at the scouting part and drafting. That, to me, is the toughest part of being a GM. I think the easiest part is handpicking proven guys already. You already know which guys can play in the league. Like, why isn't he good at this part? And if he's not good at this part, you just give him a different title and you bring someone else in. Dude, I would take goddamn Angie, Mike G, Amy, AK. I would take anybody that watches football to go ahead and pick our free agent list. I guarantee I'd be doing a better show right now. Guarantee it. Dude, I'm great at buying things. Nobody handles a budget worse than me. Dude, I'd be great at being the guy that's just in charge of free agency. But the fact that Joe Ortiz sleeps right through it and we watch these other teams get better, there are times guys are taken off the board. I'm like, oh my God, I forgot he was available. How do we not go after him? And then the news comes down today. Let's move over to Denver. The move comes down today that Denver decides to make a move. And Denver did the one thing, guys, and dude, I saw you guys on Twitter, the people, I follow a lot of people on this show in the chat that said, oh man, they gave up a lot. Did they? I mean, there's a team that won the division. There's a team that believes that Bo Nix was healthy against the Patriots, that they're playing in the Super Bowl, that hey, guess what? They got Jalen Waddle. And what have we always said about the Denver Broncos? They need someone on the other side of Cortland Sutton, and then they're really dangerous. Well, they went out and got that guy today, and that pissed me off for a number of reasons. Number one, can't stand Sean Payton. 2, hate the Denver Broncos. 3, I hate their fans. 4, I hate Bo Nix. 5, 6, I'm going to be sick to death watching an Auburn guy throw the ball to an Alabama guy and score touchdowns against my favorite team, and it hurts all the way through. I cannot stand the Broncos.
Okay. So Denver, this was the first player that the Broncos have brought in during free agency from a different team. Their number one thing was we're going to re-sign the guys that have been Broncos. We're going to keep these guys in the building, and we're not going to look at other teams. And then they make this trade. I agree with you. It bothers me because Jalen Waddle is going to make a significant difference for this Broncos team. He is the type of player that they are missing on their offense. But you cannot tell me that Jalen Waddle is worth a first and a third round pick at this point in his career.
Technically a second and a third. They picked 30th overall. They picked 30th. Come on.
It's still counted as a first round pick. I don't think Jalen Waddle, dude, like Jalen Waddle is very good. I don't think he's a top 10 receiver in the league. He might be, but to me, he's not. I would not make that trade if I was the Broncos. I understand why they made the trade because he's the missing piece, but I don't know if that gets them over the hump, and I don't think he's worth all that.
So the other part of this is the money situation. How is that going to get worked out with Denver when you get a guy like Waddle? The problem too here is you make this big of a trade. You're giving up a first round pick. I know you get a 4th back, and there's more stuff in the trade. You did all that for receiver 2. He's not a receiver 1, right? Like Sutton's your receiver 1. Yes, did they get better? Absolutely. Are there going to be a better offense because of it? Yes, absolutely. But he's not a receiver 1, and that's where I think maybe could he have gotten someone in the draft. They obviously didn't like anyone in the draft because you're going to have the first round pick, so they thought this is our best option. There was no one in free agency that they really cared about, that they really wanted. Mike Evans didn't really make sense for them. So it had to be Waddle, or they had to probably trade for another wideout. You know, DJ Moore went to Buffalo. Maybe that could have been an option for them.
Who would you rather have, DJ Moore or Waddle?
I'm pretty sure Moore's cheaper, so I would take Moore. Let me double check that.
I would take Jalen Waddle.
I thought Moore signed for like $102 million. I thought it was on Hard Knocks a couple years ago. But I tell you what, I'm done with Moore after that play against the Rams. When I saw him go across the middle and kill the Rams, kill the Bears against the Rams, I think that was his last day in Chicago just on that one play. Waddle's used to being a number 2 if you're going to put him at number 2 because he was with Hill. If he's the number 1, he's the number 1. And Waddle, to me, is a guy that has already figured out this part. The fact he gets a chance to go to a winning team and have an offensive mind, that he's going to go look for Miami to Denver, 2 really good offensive minds. But yet he has basically a situation that's not complete chaos. I think Miami was a chaos situation. I don't know what he's going to do. All I know is they took a shot. You know why they took a shot? Because time is short in this league. And that's what I wanted the Chargers to do. Take a shot. Go for it. All in. That's what Sean Payton did. He went all in.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm the Broncos and Sean Payton, I'm looking at the division and saying, hey, Patrick Mahomes is coming off of major injury. I think the Chiefs are rebuilding, even though the Kenneth Walker signing to me doesn't make a lot of sense for where they are. I still think they're in a little bit of a rebuild. The Raiders are not good. The Chargers are sitting on their ass. This is our opportunity to win the division, go forward in the playoffs, and make a run at the Super Bowl. I commend the Broncos for making this decision to go for Jalen Waddle. But like I said, I think it's too much. I think it's going to hurt them in the long run. And nobody knows if Jalen Waddle is going to play a complete season. It's a little bit easier to play in Miami when the weather's nice year-round. In Denver, it could be really bad. It could be snowing. He can get hurt at any time. He's a small guy. I don't know if it works out for them. Obviously, I hope it doesn't. Jalen Waddle is one of my favorite players in the league because he's an Alabama guy. But there's no guarantee he's going to last all 17 games plus the playoffs tomorrow.
There is no guarantee. There's also no guarantee that he fits directly well into what they want to do right away. There's no guarantee, by the way, that Bo Nix stays on this path. There's no, guarantee that he becomes what they want him to become in the NFL. There's a chance that, kind of falls apart. But look, that is a team that's held together by their defense. That is held together by their offensive line. As long as they have those two things and they have Sean Payton calling the plays, the reality situations are going to be okay. And you mentioned, Josh, that window that we have right now where Kansas City, I think they're just retooling for like their second Super Bowl window, so to speak. Denver's trying to take advantage of this because they know as soon as Mahomes is back, he's back. And then he's going to tear it up. What are the Chargers doing for this window? Because the last thing you want to do is miss out on it. They're back. And then, God forbid, what if Mendoza is what we think he can be? What if he has an O-line that can give him freaking 18,000 minutes to throw? You know, that's a scary thing. That's a scary reality. What's to say they hit a home run on their coach? There's a route where Harbaugh's Chargers path is the tough one.
Yeah, I'm very frustrated the way things are shaping up right now in the division. Do I still think the Chargers are the second? Now, I used to say first best team in this division. I'll tell you right now, Broncos are the best team in the division.
They are.
How can you disagree with that? They won it last year. People wouldn't go, that's not what you should say on a Charger show. I'm just going to be realistic with you. Anyone that would say put the Chargers ahead of the Broncos right now at this stage of the calendar, that's ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense. Assuming Bo Nix comes back, and he'll come back. It was a gutting foot injury. He'll be fine. And then he has more weapons and more games and more experience. And I don't believe Bo Nix is all of a sudden going to S the bed, Maury. I think he's just an elite quarterback, and that's what it is. He's just going to continue to get better through college. He got he played like 60 college games. I mean, it's insane how much time he has under his belt reading defenses, grew up in a football house, the whole deal. But if we're just going to sit there and base it on hoping Bo Nix falls apart, I don't think it happens. I don't know how long Sean Payton's going to coach, and I think that's one of the reasons they decided to go all in. They know the window's open. The window's open for the Chargers too, but we haven't figured it out. And for anyone that forgot about the Raiders over the last 26 years because they haven't done anything, man, you're starting to hear a lot, because the old saying, you let a sleeping dog lie, all of a sudden they sign a center and they get the first pick in the draft. We haven't played a one game, and Raider fans are the loudest people in the room all of a sudden. And then you realize why you just hate everybody in the division, right? That's just the way it is. You hate every stinking team inside the division that's not your team.
Yeah, the Raiders can keep sleeping. They need to prove to everyone they can win consistently, which they haven't done in 25 years. Mara, we have grades here for every team within the division when it comes to free agency. Do you want to kick it off with one of these teams, and we can go team by team? How do you want to do this?
Yeah, we just go team by team. We can start with, since we're talking about the Las Vegas Raiders, if you guys are okay with that.
Let's do it.
Awesome. So I have them as a B+. And the reason is I think they really upgraded an O-line that's fantastic for a rookie QB coming in that's not going to get his head ripped off right away. I like the defensive additions that they made too as well. They booked up their edge rushing, which I thought was good, and got a little bit more physical up front. Secondary leaves still a lot more to be desired, but you took care of the front seven on both sides. Well, front four, I should say, on both sides of the ball. The reason why this is not an A is because Max Crosby is still on roster. I'm not saying they should get him off, as soon as they can, or take any offer that they got for Max Crosby. But the fact that you had 2 first-round picks in your pocket from Baltimore for Max Crosby is hard to just swallow. It's hard to forget that just came and went, and it's gone forever. You're bringing Crosby back. There's worries about his knee long term. So maybe do you just have like two good years left in him? And plus, what could those first round picks been? Have you gotten 2 more players to really grow with Mendoza? That's where I don't give them an A, and that's where I think they kind of fall short here, Dave. And that's why I kind of give them B+. But I will say, the Raiders are ugly. Their fans are annoying. Their fans are insanely cocky for no reason. It's kind of like when in middle school you saw the kid with braces being really cocky. It's like, don't you look in the mirror, brother? Like, what the hell is going on here? They did good. They did better, but not great.
I think from the Raiders, for what they were in the direction they're going the last 25 years, which was no direction at all. I mean, they were the definition of going nowhere fast, spinning their wheels, whatever you want to say. It looks like they kind of have a plan. I'm not saying that they're going to be good in the next 1 year or 2 years, but the Raiders look like they have a plan. Even if you keep Max Crosby, I think it's a good culture thing for the franchise. When healthy, obviously he's one of the best at his position. He's a guy that loves that organization like none other. When Max Crosby is 65 years old, you're going to see him in the owner's box. You're going to see him, that guy that travels around with the team, and he's going to be Mr. Raider, and just like they do all the time with their old guys. It's like the Chargers made a huge mistake when they let Junior Seau go to Miami. One of those, like, how do you let Junior Seau go? Rodney Harrison, how do you let him go? They make a mistake. There's something to be said about certain guys you keep. So Junior Seau was basically Mr. Charger at the time. Went to high school here, the whole deal. Max Crosby loves the Raiders. It didn't work out because they picked the wrong trade partner. They could have got 2 firsts from another franchise. At one time, the Bears were really interested. The Rams were really interested. The Cowboys were interested, but they picked a partner in Baltimore who realized no one's going after Trey Hendrickson. We can go after Hendrickson and keep our 2 number ones. Well, let's send him back and say he failed the physical. And so that being said, if they keep him, they still have $28 million. With Max Crosby currently on the roster, they have $28 million to spend. Where my one complaint, if you're a Raider fan, expect them to win this year, is they still don't have receivers to me. I know they went out and signed a receiver, but there's no one in that's going to make the Pro Bowl receivers. You got a great tight end. You have a rookie running back you did not protect at all. You took years off of his career just how you protected him last year as a rookie running back. I think he averaged like 2.7 yards a carry. I mean, it was not a good rookie year for him, but not to his fault. It was basically him running against 11 guys trying to tackle him. So if Mendoza can do anything, fine. But the Raiders, I'd give it a straight B of what they've done, and I think they've done basically all they could so far. They still might trade Max Crosby, but it's not going to be for 2 number ones now. Now it's the damaged goods deal. They'd be lucky to get a 1 and a 3.
I gave him an A-. I think they did a good job of starting this trend of having players in their 20s that they sign and trying to build with Fernando Mendoza. Tyler Linderbaum was an overpay, but it's a position they've desperately needed for a long time. So I give the Raiders an A- for everything that you guys said. Next team, let's go Denver Broncos, the team that we just talked about a second ago. As I mentioned, Denver Broncos' strategy was to re-sign the players that were already Broncos, and then they make the big trade today for Jalen Waddle. I give them a B. I think it's a good strategy when you're already the best team in the division. Just re-sign your guys, right? Try to keep as many of those playmakers on the team and then go for the position of need, which is receiver. So I think the Broncos have done a good job. I give them a B or a B. I can't speak.
Yeah, I'm a little bit above on B+ because, like you said, they kind of brought back the guys they needed to. There wasn't a big retooling they had to do this offseason. They kind of just had to play the hits and bring back the guys that they really wanted to, and I think they did with Alex Singleton. I think they really wanted to bring back Dobbins, which, good for them. They still need to really address that run game, and I think that's probably the next step for them is who are you going to bring in to do that? Who are you going to draft to do that? That still leaves more to be desired, but you said, the Waddle move puts that at B+. If that really works out, that's huge. That could take them to a whole nother level. He gets hurt or, Knicks takes a step back, that tends to fall back on you, and you wonder why, you made this trade for a receiver too, and why you're paying him all this money, yada, yada, yada. You keep on going. But at the end of the day, it's B+. They're a better team now than they were. And you can't say that for every team in the division. So Denver Broncos for me is a B+.
Denver Broncos for me is an A-. I think the Waddle deal is big. And look, again, the argument that, hey, they overpaid, fine. That's not your money. You got a proven player that plays in this league that is solid. And so Jalen Waddle coming there gives options, and that was the one thing we talked about when the trade deadline happened last year, was really kind of surprised that Denver didn't go out and trade for a receiver. And now you have Waddle. And look, Courtland Sutton, no one ever talks about him being one of the best receivers in this league, but he's really good for Denver. Okay. So as good as Courtland Sutton's been, hey, maybe Courtland Sutton's much better than we even thought he was, because now he has Jalen Waddle on the other side. It's going to make Bo Nix look better. It's going to make Sean Payton look better when he calls plays. It's going to make Courtland Sutton look better. And because that offense right now is expanded and they can use the whole field and they have threats all over the place, I give Denver an A-.
All right, next team, Kansas City Chiefs. Interesting offseason for me for the Chiefs. Travis Kelce's coming back. They let go of Isaiah Pacheco, Hollywood Brown, Trent McDuffie. They trade away to the Rams. They bring in our boy Alohi Gilman. They also bring in Kenneth Walker, Justin Fields. This is an interesting one for me. I'm going to give them a C. I think very average. I'm a little bit confused about what direction they're going. I thought it was going to be a full rebuild. I did not think they'd be in for Kenneth Walker. They decided they needed a big-time running back to pair with Patrick Mahomes. They also let go of some key players like Trent McDuffie, who's one of the best defensive players in the NFL. What do you think, Mario? What grade would you give them?
Confused? Kind of with you. I don't really get what they're doing. They let like you said, Trent McDuffie, they trade and get a good amount in return. So they're, again, retooling there. The Kenneth Walker signing, I feel like that just screwed Love going over there in Kansas City and getting, I believe it's like 9 or 10 for the first round. So if I'm Love, I'm like, dude, seriously, you just really halted my career and going to play for Andy Reid. Not going to have been like a Hall of Famer. Made so much money. Thanks, man. Thanks for that kick in the nuts. I have them at B minus. I don't hate what they did, but I don't love what they did. I'm more just kind of confused because I can see arguments for so many different things. I will say them signing Fields, that seems like a Taysom Hill type of situation. I think Fields is not a good quarterback, but I think he's a good football player, if that makes sense. So I think they could use him in that offense. I wouldn't be surprised if Reed has some tricks up his sleeves, and Fields can play well while Mahomes recovers.
I'm not sold on Justin Fields at all. I mean, goddamn, we have this argument. This is like the running argument on the show since 2022 about Justin Fields.
Oh my God, yeah. Yeah,
it is. It absolutely is.
I wanted him to be good so badly. I really thought he was.
So did New York Jets fans. Then Woody Johnson blamed him on being 0-7 or whatever the hell the Jets were. I mean, the funny thing is Justin Fields gets moved out so they can give Geno Smith number 7. The whole thing is bizarre. Anyway, as far as the Chiefs go, dude, I give it guys honestly like a D minus. The only reason I'm not giving it an F is because they got Kenneth Walker. At least they got someone that can run the ball, which Andy Reid doesn't do a ton of. But dude, you brought back Kelsey for what? Why would he bring back Kelsey? What's the point? He's done. Like, move on. You have Mahomes coming off an injury. You lost 2 starting cornerbacks. If you lost 2 starting cornerbacks, any other franchise would go no chance, right? So yeah, I'm looking at the Chiefs and I'm going no way. And so the overall, that's where I'm at with KC. I'm not sold on KC. Andy Reid's, I think, the best quality they have. They always find a way. I understand to reload because they're Kansas City, but I think in the offseason right now, if I'm a Chiefs fan, I'm a little bit nervous of what I saw. And by the way, speaking of Love, Mario, I think they made the deal for Walker because I don't think they thought Love was going to fall to them. He was either going to go to Tennessee. I think Love is going to go either Tennessee at 4 or to the Saints. I don't see there's no way he was going to make it to KC. Now, if that pick is there, man, I'll buy you a goddamn deep dish pizza.
I think done deal. I think he falls farther now.
Really? Yeah. Josh, you're in Tennessee. Are you hearing Titans for Love?
I mean, you hear Jeremiah Love going everywhere. So I don't know. Number 4 pick for a running back, even though he's really, really good. I don't know.
Like if it wasn't for Genty, Genty was really touted.
I got it. But I mean, what do the Titans have? Tony Pollard? Who are they relying on?
I know, but like you're really Titans, you got a lot to fix. Like a running back's your option. Yahoo has
another piece.
But the Yahoo right now has the Giants. Okay, if the Giants take Love,
that's number 5. That's at 5.
There's no more argument for Joe. He needs to get the hell out of there. I could honestly see no team wanting to take the risk, and he drops to maybe like all the way down to Baltimore. Oh, Baltimore has Henry.
They say he's the best running back prospect. Saquon Barkley is what they're saying. Does Saquon Barkley drop out of the top 10? I don't think he does.
Okay,
and
but
I think somebody's going to scoop him up. Saquon?
Yes.
He won a Super Bowl by himself.
By himself? Come on, dude. That defense, that O-line. What did he do?
You think Jalen Hurts was the reason the Eagles won the Super Bowl that year?
He was a part of it. I think that defense had a huge part of it. I think that
I'm talking about the
line.
offense.
The offensive line murdered everyone.
If they didn't have Saquon Barkley, they wouldn't have won the Super Bowl. They could have another running back there. They still wouldn't have won the Super Bowl.
I think they still would have won. I think they were just that good. Barkley was a great addition, and he certainly was huge on that run, but I don't know if you can look at the Giants. I don't know if you can say, oh, Barkley won that for them.
If Saquon Barkley wasn't on the Giants, they would have the first pick every year. That's how bad that team was.
Okay, but what did it lead to? That's my point, is if you suck, if you're in the top 10, you probably suck. Why should you draft a running back? You have other needs. Way more other needs.
Are you talking about the Giants or the Titans right now? The Titans got the quarterback. They relied on Derrick Henry. They relied on Earl Campbell. They relied on the running game. And the running game's making a comeback in the NFL right now.
It is, but if you're the Raiders, Jets, Cardinals, Titans, Giants, Browns, Commanders, Saints, Chiefs, Bengals, I'd argue you have a lot to worry about than running back. A lot more to worry about.
I'm not saying it's the right move. I'm just saying if a guy is touted as the next Saquon Barkley, I don't think he drops out of the top 10. Especially in a draft like this where it's not super stacked.
Okay, that I do agree with you. It's not like it's the greatest draft of all time, but if I'm an owner and my GM that we just sucked and he drops a running back with our first pick, I'm giving him a smack on the forehead.
If I'm Tennessee, honestly, I would take a look, and for a few reasons. One is attendance is dropping like crazy. They're moving into a new stadium after this year, and they just changed the whole uniform deal. Running backs sell a ton of jerseys.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the Chargers because everybody wants to hear about the Chargers. And I disagree with you on Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce would have led the Chargers in receiving last year, by the way.
Yeah, we sucked.
I'm just saying he's not done. How many yards do you think Travis Kelce had last year? 851.
Yeah, that's about what I would.
Number one on the team. Look, he's not done. He's not done. I think it was a good decision for him to come back. He's trying to get up in the leaderboards for stats and all that. Chargers, free agency grade. I've been going first. Which one of you guys wants to go first on the Chargers?
I'll go last.
Can I just say one thing? Insanely great response from Dave when you go, guess how many receiving yards Kelce had? 851. Dave goes, I would have guessed that.
Yeah, with the one. With the one.
Yeah, like, oh, yeah, I was on the tip of my tongue.
I would have said in the 800s, but I wouldn't have said that. The one. That's what made me laugh. I tried to sneak it by it, but you caught me.
Yeah, that killed. I love that. Josh, you go first. Let's keep the order.
Chargers free agency grade for me is a D, and I think I'm being very generous. Honestly, it could easily be a D minus an F. The only reason it's a D for me is because they addressed the number one position of need, which is center. I think Tyler Biadasz was an awesome signing. He's not Linderbaum, he's not McGovern, but for me, he's exactly what the Chargers need. One of the top half centers in the league. So I think that just puts the Chargers at a D right there. The reason that they're a D, for we all know, is there's no other splash signings. There's nothing here for you to hang your hat on and say, wow, the Chargers really made a significant difference. Cole Strange, not very good. Charlie Kohler's a backup tight end, and Alec Ingold. Those are your key additions in free agency. If you went to any bar in America and say, tell me about Cole Strange, Charlie Kohler, and Alec Ingold, they'd all say, who are you talking about? We don't know who these players are. Yet the Chargers are going to tell you these are the next playmakers on the team. You bring back Khalil Mack. That's a good signing. I think you overpaid a little bit for him, but I'm happy he's back on the team. Trevor Penning sucks. You bring him back. He's a penalty machine. Hopefully he's better next season, but don't count on it. And Trey Lance, you bring him back. Congratulations. Trey Lance hopefully never plays, right? Because if he plays, we're screwed, just like in that Broncos game. You lost out on Odafe Owe. Keenan Allen's still not on the team. Najee Harris is out there. Tyler Conklin's gone. He sucks. And Tony Jefferson's coming back. So for anybody that doesn't look at Tony Jefferson's replies on Twitter like me, because I'm stalking the guy, he put on Twitter very, very low key that he's going to be coming back to the Chargers, which is awesome. I think Tony's definitely a guy that should have been signed a long time ago. He's one of the best players on our defense. So I have the Chargers right at a D. Easily could be a D minus or an F.
So if I was a teacher, I think everyone in my class would get passing grades. I'd pass everyone forward. Be probably a pretty big problem. I got Chargers at B minus. I think they upgrade a B minus.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
I
would love to hear what you're gonna go ahead.
Because so they improved, they upgraded their offensive line, but it was from going like from a BlackBerry to like an iPhone 14. Obviously, it's an upgrade. It's a lot better than what you had last year, but you're still not with the times. You're still not up to date of what's the fastest, what's the strongest, and what's, the best in the league. So that's where that's kind of where I see them now. Tyler from Washington's obviously going to be good. I think Cole Strange is going to be better than what we had. Alex Ingold actually thinks he's going to be a pretty good fit in this offense. Keaton Mitchell's a little bit of a slept-on signing that I think the Chargers did. That's going to be really good for McDaniel's offense. All that stuff I like bringing back Mack. Was it a little bit more expensive than we would have liked? Sure. But he's back in the locker room. He's a great leader. He's one of the best edge rushers when it comes to the run game. So I'll take that 10 times over. But again, the reason why it's not higher is this transformation that we wanted to see just didn't happen. We let guys walk out the door that I don't know why we did. We let Zion walk out the door, it got too pricey for us. We let Double O walk out of the door, it got too pricey for us. And we were just saving. And it's like, okay, what are we saving for? You know, are you going to go buy a house? You're going to go buy a jet ski? You're going to go buy a boat? What are we buying? No, I'm just saving because I like to do it. Okay, that doesn't help anybody out. Not to mention, I've said this 1,000 times, but we don't have Thule on the books for, longer than his contract looks right now. We can extend him right now if we want and just avoid any of the headache that would come down the road. And we're not doing that. So I put that B- because clearly this roster is improved. And clearly the worst position that we were at last year is a lot better. But overall, I'm not screaming down the street. I'm not going to the bar, puffing my chest, ready to fight the bartender because of the free agency moves that the Chargers made. If anything, I'm probably just going to say something under my breath and then give the guy a high five if he refills me pretty quickly.
All right. For me, it's a D, as in damn. What did we just do? We have $62 million sitting in the bank. It's not like they go, hey, Joe, you get to keep all the money left over. It doesn't make any sense at all. It's going to be, that money is going to be added to next year. And so you go $62 million. You have the money to go spend. You let Double O walk right out the goddamn door. You overpaid for Khalil Mack. You got your center, who's fine, but you didn't get the top center, which is fine. I'm fine with the center they got because I thought they were sitting there trying to budget their money to go in and fill more holes or replace guys that were currently starters that we thought we could do better at. So no, the best offseason move for me is that they brought in Mike McDaniel as an offensive coordinator. That's the top move they've done the entire offseason. That has nothing to do with free agency and the cap. So great. I'm putting basically all my eggs into Tyler Badass to sit there and be my guy at center to make things better for me. What about everybody else? What about everybody else, man? You have all this money sitting there and it's a joke. It's a bad goddamn joke, man, of what's happening. I just don't understand it 2 years in a row of not spending the money you have to really make this team elite. And they decided not to. They're lying to themselves, man.
Yeah, so the way I look at first off, I agree with you 100%. Mario, I couldn't disagree with you more. I love you, but I could not disagree with you more. If you're not bringing in players that are significant difference makers, you can't tell me it's going to make the team better. Like Alec Ingold, I agree. He's probably going to be good for this team. Alec Ingold is Alec Ingold. He's not a guy that people know about. Keaton Mitchell is a backup running back. Like these are backups. Charlie Cole is a backup running back. Cole Strange is a really bad offensive lineman. Like these are the players that we brought in. This doesn't make the Chargers significantly better. It actually doesn't even, I think today with the Waddle trade, the difference between the Broncos and the Chargers is bigger than it was when the season ended because this just makes the Broncos that much better. I don't like it. I don't like the moves. The Chargers are a team where they get like a 2-for-1. Like you could go for this really nice thing over here, or you can get two average things over here. And the Chargers are like, we're going to get two average things over here instead of getting one really nice thing. And that's just who the Chargers are at this point. They don't have that many difference makers on the team. We still don't have a number one receiver. We really don't have a number one cornerback. We have two holes at guard, right? Justin Herbert, man, he's in a world of trouble if we cannot block for him. If we do not have anybody to block for him at the guard positions, how are the Chargers going to win? That's my question that we all have for this Chargers team is how can they win without guards? Don't tell me, Mike McDaniel, you don't need good guards in the system. Every football team needs good guards. That's football. Like Mike McDaniel's offense doesn't erase the guard. That doesn't make any sense to me.
That is the funny thing that you see is like, oh, McDaniel had a good offense with the bad O-line. Okay, well, match his offense with the good O-line. That doesn't mean that just because he had success somewhere in an area, really fell off, that means, oh, we can have a bad O-line with him and be okay. Like, let's actually make sure our O-line sucks. No, that doesn't make any sense. The frustrating thing, too, I think with Los Angeles, and, you hinted at there, Josh, your enemies are getting a lot better than you. We talked about it, I think, a couple shows ago, Dave. I would take the O-line over the Chargers O-line right now. I would take the Raiders one. The Broncos got better with Waddle. The Chiefs kind of got better too. So when you look around and you see teams making moves and you're kind of sitting pat, that's just a worry as a whole. Plus, look at, want to go outside the AFC West, the Bills got better. That's just an obvious. So I don't know, man. Joe and Jim, you better have some up your sleeve come draft day.
They have 5 picks. The Chargers have 5 picks, and then
Yeah.
I just don't understand the people. Like, not you, but I'm saying people are like, wait till the draft. Okay, I'm excited about the draft too. We have 5 picks. It's not like we have 500 picks. 5, and they're rookies. Sorry, we were going to say that.
Yeah, that means we're going to get Myles Garrett, the next Myles
Yeah.
Garrett. That means we're going to get the next, Julio Jones. We're going to get Troy Polamalu. They're all there. Got to find them.
I was just gonna point out to you that I might have the smartest dog on the planet, dude. Literally, as I told Mario, I said, "Take me out of the square." My dog kept running back and forth, and I was like, "What's going on?" And then, dude, she walked over, dude, went into the linen closet and pulled out a roll of toilet paper and dropped it by my feet to let me out. I got to go to the bathroom, dude. I'm not kidding.
Wow.
What the hell, dude? Yeah, I didn't think my dog. I thought my dog basically was a Joe Ortiz. I always thought my dog wasn't that bright. Pretty bright. Pretty impressed by that moment. It was a highlight of my day right there. That was a highlight of my week right there, that my dog was smart enough to go upstairs, go in the linen closet, pull toilet paper out, and hand it to me to say, I got to open that goddamn door. I got to go to the bathroom. Look at that.
All right, we got
Your dog's smarter than you.
Yeah, I know. I'll give an A to my dog right now for grade.
All right, we got comments here. First one comes from Hall of Famer AK499 says, "I'm not upset about our GM not spending money like crazy. I'm fucking mad. All right, AK, you got to. All right,
Yeah.
AK, let's calm down on the F word, okay? I'm gonna start over. I'm gonna pretend like you didn't do that." AK Hall of Famer 499 says, "I'm not upset about our GM not spending money like crazy. I'm mad. How do you get outbid by the Saints when you need a guard? This is a disaster."
I get it.
And Kellen Moore's laughing at us.
With
Yeah,
there's no
AK
chance.
also said the Chargers should trade a first and a third for Jalen Waddle, and I said, "You're crazy." And then the Broncos did that. So AK, once again, you're calling a lot of things here.
AK's had a good year. And he called all this Baltimore stuff.
He hates Baltimore. AK again, Hall of Famer 199.
Watch The Wire.
He says, like when Mario comes to my super when it comes to Mario and my super chat, laugh my ass off.
Okay, it's because I was trying to read his super chat and I just don't speak AK.
AK, just comment when I'm on the show. I got you, buddy. And then AK 99 says, "Thank you, AK." $10 from Sep Nazari says, "Minter was better than Jim. We should have kept Minter and let Jim go. Look at the players' rating of Jim. Disappointed and getting tired of following the Chargers. Trade Herbert so I follow another team. Laugh out loud."
Way too early to say Minter was better than Jim. Way too early. That is such a far thing to say right now. It's March 17th. Minter hasn't coached one game in Baltimore yet. Talk to me next year. No, not even next year. Talk to me like 4 years down the road.
Also, I don't believe Minter would have made his first NFL head coaching job, taking the job from someone he basically says, he's the reason I'm here. Like, I don't think he wants that reputation of stabbing somebody in the back.
Yeah, like you would never take Jim's brother's job, right? Another guy that you learn from.
And
No,
Jim
you
has
never
3
do.
years left on this contract.
Yeah, dude. If
So
the
gotta
Chargers
pay him.
don't win a playoff game this year, when are we going to start pointing fingers at Jim Harbaugh? Like, he's the one that brought in Joe Ortiz. He handpicked him.
I bet after this year he gets finger pointed.
He should. He's the head coach. Young West, Hall of Famer, $5 says, "How did we have so much money to spend and somehow everyone in our division did more than us?" Great question. I wish I had an answer.
That's what we've been bitching about for the past 48 minutes.
Makes zero
Seriously,
sense.
I don't know. We don't know what's going on in those negotiation, conversations. I think if there was a way, which will never happen, Mario, but if you could have a GM for just the draft and GM just for free agency, the Chargers would have to look into that situation. It's not gonna happen, but I mean, seriously, we're at the point where it's like, Joe, just handle the draft and we'll take care of their free agents. Proto Cheddar 199 says, "Being a Chargers fan is always so maddening."
It is.
Disappointing.
It is.
Proto Cheddar, great name.
It is really tough. I mean, we're right there with the top fan bases of just ultimate frustration. Even when we figure it out, we don't figure it out. We got the quarterback coach combination, and we still can't figure it out. You know how many teams would love to be in our situation? The Jets would love to be in our situation.
Oh,
Love to have the quarterback coach combination.
bro, they'd cut off their leg.
The Browns would love to be in our situation. There are teams out there that would go, the Raiders, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to create a quarterback coach combination.
Oscar Hilliard, $5 says, offensive line still bad. Lose a good defensive player. Are they going to fix this? Sick of this BS. Oscar, let's mix in a couple commas. It's kind of hard to read that. But yeah, frustrated for sure. Okay, here's a question. Which part of the free agency has frustrated you the most? Like what specific moment?
The letting every guard go by.
Yes.
Wyatt Teller, by the way, signs with the Texans today. That was the best available guard in free agency.
Another team that beat us.
Yes. I think the most frustrating part for me is when Odafe went to the Commanders. It just felt like a gut punch. Like that's a guy we needed to bring back, and we didn't. All right. Young West Hall of Famer, $2 says, why the F can I swear on my super chats? Fuck. Why can he not cuss, but AK can? I don't get that.
AK's hacked YouTube, dude. Come on now.
Happened. Scott Hyde, $5 says, Dave, frustrating indeed. I hope they just get one more solid free agent. Love you guys. AK.
Thumbs up, buddy. Good job. See that, AK? Building a fan base. Man, I do too. I just don't know who's on that list of free agents that I want. I just, honestly, that's where I'm at. I'm kind of like, God, go ahead, save your money at this point. Everyone's gone. Like, this is a game of musical chairs, and you're done. There's nowhere to sit.
To your point, you probably have to trade now. And like you said, you have 5 picks. So what, we're going to trade and have 3 now? What the hell's going on?
Or trade a quality player, which you don't want to do.
Yeah.
All right, next one's from Proto Chatter 499 says, Joe Ortiz must be getting QJs in his office this whole free agency. Only logical solution.
Dude, normally I'd say good for you, Joe, but not in this situation. This affects me, you know? So I'm not like a good for you. I'm not high-fiving anybody. Like Joe's like, I got a QJ. And I'm like, no, I'm not high-fiving Joe. I'm really irritated. Joe's let me down 2 years in a row. What's the saying? When I die, I want Joe Ortiz to be one of my pallbearers so he can let me down one more time.
Yeah.
Justin Herbert 199 says, I trust Minter.
Good for you.
That's great.
Yeah, it's great. I'm wearing purple and black. It does us no good.
Amy O, Bolt Crew Hall of Famer 499 says, watching every one of my choices get picked up, I started finding myself excited to hear we might pick up some mid-low dude. But hey, we save money. F me.
She's right. I mean, we aren't saving any money that's our money. This whole thing reminds me of that scene in The Office where Michael's not sure if he should get new chairs for everybody or get a new copier. And then when he calls the boss and he goes, Michael, you get to keep the money yourself if you don't spend the money. And then he just tries to talk everybody into not doing anything because they can't agree. That's why I feel like Joe Ortiz is thinking the money's coming back to him. He doesn't get to keep the money.
All right, here we go. Amy O again says from 199, done crying. Can they pull it out in the draft? Even
okay,
if
let's say they
do great in the draft. There's still holes on the. You know what I mean? Like I
mean, even if he hits home runs with 3 or 4 of those 5 picks, I mean, you're talking. You need starters. Those guys have to be started. We aren't getting 3 or 4 starters. If we are, how bad were we?
Still need 2 guards. Still need a cornerback 1. Still need a wide receiver 1. This team has holes. So you're not going to find a wide receiver 1 in the draft. I mean, you're not going to go with a wide receiver in the first round.
It's a lot to hit 5 home runs. It's a lot.
Juan Ayala, $2 says, Mario is starting to sound like the designer. D-? Question mark.
Hurts, Juan. That hurts.
That's it. Yeah.
Forgive me for trying to stay positive, folks.
You can live with that, dude. How that goes.
You can live with that.
He just ruined your day. He's completely just ruined your day.
Kicking a left nut.
AK Hall of Famer 499 says, Uncle Dave, here we go. Uncle Dave, I got a question. We heard how Josh met his wife. I love it. How did you meet Mama Rita? Is she from Italy? You from USA? It's a different culture.
Her family's from Italy. She was born in the United States. Met her at San Diego State my freshman year. Here's an interesting story, though. I used to date her roommate. So she lived upstairs in the apartment building I lived in. I used to date her roommate. And then her roommate ended up moving out. And then I started dating my wife. But then like 25 years later, I went to a class reunion for my wife's high school. And the girl I used to date was there. And she walks right up to me and goes, Dave, what are you doing here? And I said, I'm married to, I'm not going to say my wife's name on there. Oh, he said Rita. So here you go. I didn't know people knew her name. I married Rita. And she's like, what? And she was so shocked. And then she got mad at me, thought I was cheating on her behind her back the whole time we were dating 25 years ago. And I was like, no, I was never dating her when I was dating you. It was a crazy getting yelled at deal at a class reunion. By the way, going to someone else's class reunion is the worst. I recommend never going to your spouse's class reunion. It sucks. You don't know anybody. The stories are ridiculous. It's the most insulting thing ever to take someone to your class reunion or to be invited. You don't fit in. Like there are 4 years of your life that I don't know what the F any of you are talking about. And I don't care. I'm so effing bored. I can't tell you. Going to class reunion, Mario, if you ever get invited by the person you marry, do not go. 100% do not go. You're going to hate it. It's one of the worst experiences of your life.
You know what my grandparents used to do? They would go to high school reunions that they didn't attend. Like it'd be like Carmel High School reunion, and they would go. They didn't go to Carmel. They're from Kansas.
They just play the game. They just play the game.
No, they would just go. Oh, our friends went to Carmel, and we decided to come with them.
Dude, I got a guy who coaches baseball with me. He literally goes to a different hotel every morning for breakfast. Like he has a room there. So he just gets on the buffet line. It's insane. It's insane.
That's one of the funniest things I've ever heard.
Does all the time.
Like, you want to waffle
so nervous
that bad?
to getting caught. I'd be so nervous of getting caught. He just walks in, just jumps right in line 6 a.m. before work and just goes to a hotel for their buffet like he's a guest.
The eggs are never that good, brother.
No, but he doesn't want to pay for it. So he just eats for free every morning.
All right. Chestnut checkers.
O Slime Russ Bucks $10 says the edges, also a huge need, are all at similar levels from pick 15 to 55. If Vega isn't there at 22 after Pregnant and Besantis, there's a noticeable drop off. I'm fine with them reaching thanks to free agency. I'm not. I'm not okay with the Chargers taking an edge rusher in the first round for that reason. There's so many good edge rushers. I think you can get a really good player in the second, third, fourth round, a guy that will probably start for this team or at least get a lot of playing time. If Vega's not available at 22, I don't know what you do. Like if you are defensive line, right? You probably go interior defensive line. You desperately need a guard.
Guard's got to be top priority.
Guard.
I was about to say, guard has to be top priority. That has to be number one. Number uno.
All right, next one comes from Jonathan Roncone, Bolt Crew Hall of Famer, 499 says, "Hey, happy St. Patrick's Day, gentlemen. Bolt the fuck up." Thanks.
Yes. Oh, Palais. How's Ireland? Damn it.
Hey,
Dude, I'll tell you about the trip back.
Hey, is the water in Chicago today green, Mario?
I'll be honest with you. I have not looked. It probably still is green. I don't know how long. Great question. How long is it green for?
Well, today's the day they aim for, but it's always wild to me how they do that in Chicago. I think it looks cool as hell.
I've been in Chicago for St. Patty's 4 or 5 times. Never seen it green. I got another news for you. Never will. Don't really give a shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's cool stuff.
Sorry I brought it up.
Happy you did. We had a debate about that.
Aaron Martino 199. Thank you, Aaron. Appreciate it. That is our last comment.
All right. Do you want me to give you I told you the draft. It's one of the things I promoted on what the rumors are for the Chargers, their first pick.
Go ahead.
Okay. So I'll go through this fast. CBS and NFL.com's Daniel Jeremiah, they have Vega for the guard from Penn State going to the Chargers at 22. Mel Kiper has Peter Woods, defensive tackle from Clemson, going at 22. Yahoo Sports has Spencer Fano, offensive lineman, going at 22. Amy O, this is for you. Bucky Brooks has Kenyon Sadiq, the tight end from Oregon. There's no way he falls to 22 from everything I'm looking. He's either going to the Rams or he's going before the Rams get him. I'm seeing anywhere at 11 or 13 is Kenyon Sadiq. And then Walter Football, which actually does a pretty good job on these drafts. Josh and I always kind of laugh, like, who the hell is Walter Football? But Caleb Banks, defensive tackle, Florida, is their pick for the Chargers at 22. There you go.
I'd be really cautious on taking Caleb Banks. Really cautious.
Injuries?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Dave, you got a rant?
Yeah, quick rant. First one goes out to Juan Soto from the Dominican Republic. Dude, for your comments to be, hey, I think we proved to the world we're the best team. You didn't. You lost. So what the hell are you talking about? You lost the game. Look, umpiring, man, the call was crappy at the end. Probably didn't change the games. If you think Tatis was about to get a hit off of Mason Miller, you're out of your effing mind. Tatis had one of his worst at-bats before that. There's no way Mason Miller was not going to get Tatis out. If you're a Padre fan, Tatis and Machado completely essed the bed in that game. Horrible at-bats, by the way. Why would you think that Tatis would come through? What would have been great, though, to see that matchup of Tatis and Miller, two Padres going at it, just like it was 3 years ago when he had two Angels and Ohtani and Trout to end it. Would have been really cool, but we didn't get a chance to see it. But for you to believe Tatis was going to get a hit off of Mason Miller, I don't think it was going to happen. He knows they knew how to pitch Tatis. Look who is catching, right? Will Smith knows how to pitch Tatis. At the same time, Juan Soto, you're a punk. St. Patrick's Day is today. Happy St. Patrick's Day to all celebrate it. You use it as an excuse to get drunk today. Okay, how's it different than any other day? Let's be honest. Our holidays are kind of garbage, all right? Our holidays are all match up with, hey, let's get S-faced today, but I'll see you in May for Cinco de Mayo. And then we'll recover 60 days later, and I'll see you on the 4th of July. I mean, these holidays are just about getting tanked. That's all it is, right? That's the reason. And so
what's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with it. But to say you have to use a holiday as a reason to just get completely S-faced is wild. And how is there not, hey, let's stay home from work on the 18th? I mean, on March 17th, half the country does no business going to work the next day. You know, it's like the Super Bowl. We say on Sundays, it should be a holiday on Monday for you not to go to work. Some of these you got to move around, like these President's Days. Let's move them around a little bit and push them back to the day after St. Patrick's Day. You know, people are effed up. I don't need people half drunk getting in the car. How many times more have you drank, gone to sleep, woke up the next day and go, dude, I'm still effed up. You know what I'm saying? Come on, who are we kidding here? We don't need those guys on the road. And so if you want to use it as an excuse, that's fine. I always say, I'm not a big drinker, but for people who say, yeah, I can't have a drink before 12, why not? You know, just go ahead. You know you want it. You're looking at the clock like a madman. You're itching. If you want to drink at 7, go ahead. If you sit there and go to an Indiana-Purdue football game that starts at 11 o'clock in the morning, don't tell me you weren't drinking until 12. You're drinking like crazy at 8. Just do it. Just do what you want to do. You're an adult. Make decisions. Just don't hurt anybody else. That's where it goes.
Dude, speaking of that, on a Sunday morning about 4 a.m., let me tell you something. There was a storm that hit Chicago that's never seen before. Woke up. It felt like my head was rocking, and then my stomach was just turning. Dude, whatever that smell was in that bathroom, I hope I never smell again. And I had to spend at least 45 minutes to an hour just getting that puppy out. I mean, like opening windows, trying to get it, and like I had like freshly new girlfriend staying in the apartment too. I'm trying not to wake her up.
Oh no,
brother. I went through a whole bottle of Febreze, just spraying and just chugging water, trying to make sure this nuclear bomb that I have in my bathroom isn't going to ruin anything.
Josh, Mario announced on the last show that he's exclusive with a girl.
Dude, congratulations. That's awesome.
Yeah, so now she brings him back to the part. And way to make a good impression.
I know. I was freaking out. If you could send smells and iMessage, I wish I could have sent that one.
That's all right. That's all right.
All right. One more comment. I can't even say anything. Quan got swag. 499 says, bold up. Can't believe we didn't get a guard for free agency. Can we fire Ortiz for not getting a guard in free agency? We can't. Unfortunately, we can't do that. I would like to see him gone if the Chargers don't win a playoff game. That's my barometer for him to
just retitle him. Head of college scouting. That's it. Let's give him a new title.
Should.
Dude, I would take the other half of that title. You don't have to pay me. Let me just start picking guys. Anybody can do it. We can all pick guys that are good.
I know, but you got a budget. It's all
budget
rules.
Because the budget's insane. We have so much money. There's so much money there.
I know, but you don't. This is another thing that people get wrong. Is they think you can spend 100% of your
No,
cap.
you say, so what? You have 65 million or 63 million right now. Just sit there and spend 53 of that. Save 10 million for a rainy day. Damn it.
Look, I don't understand the budgeting to max, like the coupon free agents that we have. I don't
No
get
kidding. No kidding. He gets all his free agents off a Groupon.
it.
That was good. That got me. Ow.
Damn. You hit that point of the desk with your chair, with your knee, I mean? Yeah,
Actually,
that's the
I just-
worst.
I just dead legged myself so hard.
Everybody's done it. It sucks. At least you
All
weren't
right.
in an office.
When's our next show? Can we go Thursday night?
I can't Thursday night. I can
You're-
do midday Thursday, like lunchtime.
All right, we're gonna have to figure that out.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll figure it out. I can't do
All right.
Friday.
I can't do Friday either. Not gonna
Josh,
lie to you.
Josh is back on an airplane. You're out of town again?
Going to Dallas tomorrow. Going to the Mavericks game. So
Are you?
traveling? I am.
Cool.
Yeah.
awesome.
Keep the notifications on. Figure out when we'll do the next show.
It's going to be awesome. You're going to see Luca and Jalen Brunson. And man, that Mavs team's exciting. Oh, yeah. Those
It's
guys
really
are
good.
Thanks.
Beat me to
Appreciate
it.
that. All right, we'll figure it out. Again, like and subscribe to the show. You'll find out exactly when the next one is as we figure out the calendar. Appreciate everyone joining us today. Again, I know 30 minutes off of what we promised you on Sunday, but that's the way it works out sometimes. Again, fun show for all of us. Appreciate everybody jumping in. We saw the comments on the side. If you want to leave a comment on the YouTube page, you can do that as well when this thing replays. We will answer those also. So again, thanks for joining us today. Like and subscribe to the show. For Mario Heron, Josh Palais, I'm Dave Palais. We'll see you on the next one.
Hey, yeah, hey, it's the boat crew, and we always winning. Hey, go against us, I don't recommend it. Hey, it's the boat crew, best up in the business. It's the boat crew, repping for the city. Macking on and off the field like Khalil. They hate on us cause we keep it too real. I'm talking smack like Phil Rivers in the field. Oh, you mad again cause we kept it real? Why you mad? Hey, I'm talking smack, I feel like Uncle Dave. Hey, I bring the pain, I feel like Derwin James. I could run and gun, I feel like Herbo down the lane. I feel like LT the way I'm stiff arming these lanes. We just wanna win, we just wanna win, yeah. Ay, we just wanna win, we just wanna win, ay. Putting on for the city, putting on for the city. We just wanna win, we just wanna win, yeah.